Hello, it's Paul Green here, talking about the Ethical Awards, which we launched a couple of weeks back. I'm doing some live streaming with some of the sponsors and judges for the event. So today I'm joined by Chris from Datasense. So do you just want to say who you are and what you do, Chris, so for people that don't know you?
That'd be a very few people don't know me, I think. As Paul said, I'm Chris from Datasense. We are a, IT data protection company. We specialise in data protection via managed IT, cybersecurity, secure infrastructure, and if my partner was here in the office, Gal, I'd say the wonderful and exciting world of GDPR. I won't say the wonderful and exciting part, but also GDPR.
Fabulous. So what we want to do on these live streams is just talk a little bit about the Ethical Awards, what they're about, give you a little bit of detail, cover the categories that that we have for people that people can make an application for. Hi Kim, thanks for tuning in, and see you tomorrow on GU Lunch. So here's Sue. Right, we've got somebody else joining us. Hi Sue.
Hello. Sorry, I had. Oh,
That's all
can you
right.
hear me?
We're live as you speak, so don't swear. Sorry, we decided to crack on. So welcome, Sue.
No, that's fine.
All I've done is just let Chris introduce himself. So you're also a sponsor. So do you just want to introduce yourself and let people know who you are and what you do?
So I'm Sue Pardy, and I run face-to-face HR in Milton Keynes, and I provide tailored HR solutions to SMEs. So anything from recruitment all the way through to helping with any tricky terminations or tricky people issues.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for joining us. So basically what we're going to do, as I said earlier, is just talk about the Ethical Awards, get some feedback from Sue and Chris as to why they dived in quite quickly to sponsor the events, and a little bit about what they might be looking for in an applicant in their particular category, because as a sponsor, they do get to judge that particular category along with the 6 other judges that are judging all the categories. So just to say, and by the way, if you are listening to this, watching this on live or on replay, then do put comments on whichever social media platform you're on, and we'd be happy to answer any questions or address any issues that you might have. So what was I going to say? Yes, so what the reason these came about was really just to establish as fairer level. I should put my teeth in for these things, shouldn't I? As fair a level playing field as possible for any business to put their entry in for up to 3 categories in order to be judged against that by preset criteria that the judges will mark you, and then basically whoever gets the highest number will win, but the judges will be seeing the applicants as blind. So they won't know who the company is, they won't know who the person is that submitted it. They'll purely be judging it on black and white answers to questions put in front of them. So try to make it as fair as possible, and if they happen to identify that particular person, they can always duck out as a conflict of interest and not judge that particular applicant. So we have a methodology for that. So I'll share the 10 categories just to go through those on the screen now. So 10 seem like a nice round number. Whether we stick with 10 for next year, if this is successful this year, I don't know. But these ones that I just plucked from the air, so you can see those scrolling along. Or actually, if you're just listening to this, we've got business person of the year, young business of the year, small business of the year, growth business, a business that can demonstrate teamwork, innovation, customer service, employer of the year, technology, and green business. So there's quite a diverse range there for which you can apply. So Chris, you're sponsoring the Innovation Award. So what type of things would you be looking for to judge any entrant against?
Well, strange enough, businesses that are in it, I can't even speak today.
At least it's a common theme through all of
heat.
It's getting that fine balance between your morning and afternoon whiskies, right? For businesses that are innovative, I still can't say it, in how they operate and how they overcome problems. So we obviously deal with other companies from a tech point of view, and tech can do lots of wonderful things for companies and people. But it's not the be all and end all of how a business is innovative. I still can't say it in their operations. So when I can see businesses that obviously using tech, it's what we do, it's what we understand, but what they're doing outside of that as well. It's the full package. It's what we're looking for. So what new systems have you implemented that make things easier for you? What new processes that aren't system related type thing. So that kind of stuff. I hate the cliche thinking outside the box, but finding a different way of doing something to make your business more streamlined and flexible.
Okay. And Sue, you're sponsoring the Employer of the Year category. So again, what type of things would you be looking for from your perspective?
So I'm looking for how a business goes about engaging with their employees. What do they do perhaps that's outside the norm, a bit maybe innovative on things like benefits and how they recognise their employees and perhaps what processes they've put in place. Things like how they recruit and how they retain their employees, really, really important at the moment with such a shortage of skills and talent out there. And then things like, what are your company values? How do you make sure that your staff are motivated? What are your own motivations? And have you communicated those to your employees? So it goes back to how have you engaged them? Why do they work for you? Why do you do what you do? It's all of those sort of things that I'm really interested in.
Okay, so how we've set this up is for each category there's an application form. It's using Google Forms, which is a nice free available tool to use. And what it does is it takes you through the various questions that for each category has, and then also there's a catch-all, I guess. So one of the questions is there anything else you want to put in your application? So if there's anything that we haven't covered by the questions that we ask, you can add that to your application. And also the other question is, why should you win the award over someone else? So there's a couple of free form boxes in the application that you can actually add to over and above the questions that we're asking to try and strengthen your application. It shouldn't take you too long to do. Yes, there's going to be a little bit of effort for you to complete the form, but it's not a cumbersome thing. We're not looking for chapter and verse. We're just looking really for the key points that we're after and anything you actually want to add to the application. It's worth pointing out that you don't have to be at the award ceremony. There is a virtual award ceremony in October. You don't have to be at that to win the award. There's no obligation to be there. If you can be there, great. If not, then and you win, you win. It's as simple as that. So there's no other hurdles to go through, no expensive dinner to pay for just to be eligible for the award. So also it's worth pointing out that if there's only one applicant for a category, we won't go ahead with that category. It needs a minimum of 3 people. There needs to be a little bit of a competitive element in it rather than just being one applicant and that applicant winning, which seems a little bit unjust in my view. So what's the catch? If there is any catch, it's not really a catch. There is an admin fee. You can enter yourself. We're not looking for nominations or anything like that. It is a pure application. You can do it yourself. There is an admin fee of £25 for each category that you apply for, and you're limited to 3. And that is really because we are not a charity. There is some admin involved in collating your entries and also putting them forward to the judges, etc., etc. So we do need to cover the cost of that. But hopefully that's an affordable amount of money. And if your category doesn't go ahead, you will be refunded that money. So do please consider that. But there's no other hidden costs, no other expenses associated with it. So I was quite pleased that when I had this idea and put it together and launched it, that I managed to find sponsors and judges within 2 or 3 days of me reaching out. So thanks to you guys for jumping in. So what had you dive in and agree to sponsor the awards? Sue, I'll come to you first. What was the motivation other than me twisting your arm and saying, go on, go on, go on?
I think the whole ethos of what you're trying to do here just resonated with me. The popularity of please vote for me in an award, and it just awards are good. And being nominated is good. It's great publicity. It's great visibility. But you sort of think, is it also then a popularity? Are the right companies or the right people actually receiving these awards? And I sort of thought, if this works out, then I think it's just a really good idea to try and level that playing field. And I love the fact that it's anonymous, actually. I like that fact that as judges, we won't know what the company is. And so it is a level playing field. You don't have that influence of having heard about somebody before and having that bias, you know, and all those sort of things. I just think, yeah, let's give it a go. It's great.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Chris? You were an early adopter as well. So what had you get involved in it?
Well, as you said, obviously, apart from the twisting of the arm and the fact you've been talking about this for some time, I think really you've both touched on a lot of the reasons. Is it's actually nice to see an awards system that is genuine. You know, you see these business person of the year awards go out. You look at the business owner and go, "How the f have you won that? You're useless." But then you realise they've paid a lot of money to take a load of friends or staff members to dinner on a night, or they've said, you know, you get the ones where it's what if you could win an award, what's that award for? And then suddenly you've won that exact award you've put your name down for. You know, it's nice to actually see predefined ones. We don't know who the people are. There's no stupidly high upfront costs. Little disappointed there's no dinner involved at the award ceremony. Wasn't told that at the start, but I'll get a bag of crisps for the ceremony, I'm sure.
Yeah, get a Deliveroo in.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll just send you the app, Chris. You know, just get yourself a dinner. So it's worth saying that we're not saying that all award schemes are rigged at all, and they're definitely not. But you know, we just wanted to get away from this feeling that sometimes people have bought the award. And I did go through a process. I kept getting these: you've been nominated, you've been nominated, you've been nominated. So I thought, well, I'll go through the process with this particular organisation, and just see, you know, what it was like. And you know that they asked some very pertinent questions. But one of the questions was, you know, if you could, something along the lines, if you could win the perfect award, what would it be called? So I said, oh, I'd love to be the business community year. That'd be fabulous. And of course, about a month later, I have been awarded the business community of the year. I'm not going to say I'm not going to say I'm award winning. I'm not going to use that because, you know, the email comes back and says all the good news. Oh, by the way, I think the entry level to get, you can get, I think I'll get a certificate for nothing if I want to use it and a badge or something. But, you know, to get the trophy, to get included in the magazine, to get a listing on the website, you know, it's 350 quid entry level. And then it goes up from there. And, you know, great business model. Don't get me wrong. You know, it's very, very clear from the get go, really, that you are just buying a trophy. But it just seems to be a crazy way of doing it. So, yeah, again, just reiterate, I'm not saying that every award scheme out there is dodgy in any way, but we just wanted to look at all the bits that I guess that we felt were a little bit unfair, like the voting you mentioned, Sue. You know, that just really boils down to what reach you've got and how many votes you can actually get. So again, none of the categories are voted for. It's judged. The judges aren't hidden behind some screen or anything. You can see who the judges are. You can see who the sponsors are. So it's very, very clear who those people are and who's involved. So I think we've got a good lineup of sponsors and judges for that. So yeah, it's open to any business out there. There's no geographic restriction, so it doesn't matter where you are. If you're listening or watching this, it's open for you to enter any category that you think is relevant to you. In the process, you'll get, when you go through the application process, you'll get a little image that you can use to say that you're an entrant. Then if you become a finalist, you actually will get another finalist badge, if you like, and then ultimately, if you're a winner or a runner-up, you'll get that, and ultimately a certificate, you know, acknowledging that you've won that particular category that you've entered. So that's what's going to be available to you. So yes, please do go along to ethical-awards.co.uk, take a little look at what we're doing, and pick one of the categories that's suitable for you. So guys, I don't know whether I've missed anything. If you want to chip in on anything that I might have missed, it'll probably come to me as soon as we stop the live stream.
No, I don't think so. I think you've covered everything.
Anything
yeah, you've been pretty thorough. The only thing you've not covered is when you're sending out those Just Eat vouchers.
Yeah.
Oh, closing date.
I've just that's a good point actually. So the 5th of September. So we're less than a month away now to the 5th of September. So don't dilly-dally, get your application in, and then the actual awards ceremony is on the, let me just check the date so I don't get it wrong, is on the 5th of October. So as I said, anybody that enters that, if they want to come along, they'll get one free space. If you want additional ones, there will be a £6 entry fee for anybody that wants to come along, and that'll be open to everybody as well. So if you just want to come along and see who's won the category and do a bit of networking, then you're welcome to just to come along and observe that particular event. So yes, if you're listening to this now, if you've got any questions, then now is the time before we wrap it up. Or if you're listening on a replay, then please put the comments in the platform you're on, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can to answer those questions. So we'll close it there, guys. Thanks for joining me today.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Paul. Good to see you.